Welcome to the Energy Upgrade podcast. Hey, I'm Vanessa, and I'm obsessed with all things health, energy, entrepreneurship, motherhood, and living my best life. I'm here to give you actionable steps in reclaiming your energy and reconnecting with your power. I'm a certified integrated health practitioner and kinesiologist. I spent the past decade with a focus on skin health and age prevention while co-founding a network of medical aesthetic clinics on the west coast of Canada. After healing myself from burnout, mold, heavy metal, and all the things, I'm back to my passion for health optimization, and I'm lucky enough to coach high-achieving women just like you in finding their energy and life force back. Transforming their life so they can step into the highest version of themselves has energized me and inspired me to bring to life this podcast. Here, I'll talk about detox, lifestyle, mindset, supplements, breathwork, parasites, and everything in between. I know you're so busy, so I keep it under 30 minutes. Thank you for being here. Cozy up and let's get started.
Your time is now. Your energy is your life force. You want to be able to magnetize your wellness dreams. A liver detox is the fastest way to start healing. You can and you will.
Well, hello, my friend, and welcome to another episode of the Energy Upgrade. This is Vanessa, your host. Today, I'm bringing in on the podcast a client of mine, a wonderful, high-achieving entrepreneur I really look up to. Her name is Sylvie Desjardins, and I've had the absolute pleasure of coaching her through the Energy Upgrade coaching program in the last few months. And I've really witnessed her. I always say it's like she was in her cocoon when we started, and now she has turned into this beautiful butterfly. And I asked her if she was willing to come and share her vulnerable experience going through this transformation. She came to me tired, exhausted. She could feel that this was really impacting her business, not only her personal life, but also her professional life. And I just think that it's so important to realize how, what the cost of us not being aligned in our full energy and our full power is in all the spheres of our lives, including for us entrepreneurs, how it has a huge impact on how our business is thriving. So let me give you a little bit more information about Sylvie before we dive into this powerful conversation. So Sylvie is the CEO of NX Career, a career counselor and a vocational rehabilitation professional. She is also a certified member of the College of Licensed Counseling Therapists of New Brunswick. With a wealth of expertise gained over 13 years in the field, Sylvie has made a significant impact on diverse populations, including students with disabilities, adults facing functional challenges, immigrants, teenagers, and professionals in pursuit of fulfilling careers. Passionate about empowering others, Sylvie thrives in her role as a coach, mentor, and speaker. Her speaking engagements and workshops are known for their informative content infused with a delightful touch of humor. She has a natural ability to connect with individuals and groups, guiding them towards personal and professional growth. Beyond her achievements at NX Career, Sylvie is actively engaged in various professional associations. She serves as a valued board member of the Conseil économique du Nouveau-Brunswick and holds the position of New Brunswick Francophone Director within the Canadian Counseling and Psychotherapy Association. Additionally, Sylvie takes pride in being a mentor in the CARD program, supporting aspiring entrepreneurs throughout New Brunswick. She exemplifies a true leader, making a positive impact in the lives of those she serves, while actively contributing to the advancement of her profession and community. Well, my friends, you can see Sylvie has a very well-rounded background, and she needs her energy because look at all the things she is doing and all the amazing things and big impact she has in this world for others. So if you're curious to know about her transformation and learn more about the huge realizations she's made, transferring her energy from the hustle to more ease and flow. I think this conversation will be right up your alley. So let's dive right in, my friends. Beautiful Sylvie, here we are. Welcome to the Energy Upgrade.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's always such a pleasure, a blessing to be with you in your energy. And boy, did I witness a wonderful shift in the last few months. You came to me earlier in winter and you were just feeling so tired and you were feeling like you needed to reconnect with you. And today I would love if we could talk about your journey, because it wasn't always easy. It wasn't always pink and rosy. And really just share your journey working together. But also, I think what you bring to the table that is really unique and interesting is the fact that you are a very busy, ambitious entrepreneur. You have your own business. And I'm so curious to hear the impact that our work together has had on all the other spheres of your life. Where to begin?
Exactly. There's so much things to say. We already said a lot just before starting the recording, but there's a lot more to say to this experience and all of those discoveries.
Yes. So Sylvie, you're a career counselor. You have a company called Next Career. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, NX Career. That's perfect.
Oh, NX, you're saying NX Career. And of course, we'll link all that in the show notes. But I'm just curious to hear if we look back at when you had the calling to start looking into your health. What were the signs for you that your body needed some help? How did your body communicate that with you?
Well, with just what you said at the beginning, it was the lack of energy. To be honest, Vanessa, I'm really someone who naturally, I do have a lot of energy. I try to bring energy to everyone around me. And it's a part of my personality that had been lacking for quite some time, unfortunately. The last 5 years had been like a bit of a roller coaster emotionally. There's a lot that had happened, and I realized that I was in a flight or fight mode for so long. And in those moments, when it comes to my habits or taking care of myself, there were some some moments that I would do it, but I was not being consistent, which meant that my energy was not consistent. And in 2022, my life changed kind of for the better. And that's where I started feeling a bit more safe and less in the fight or flight mode. And I believe that that's kind of where my body crashed, because then it was like, okay, I'm safe, I'm good here. But the energy was not coming back. And I started seeing less motivation even for my business. So that's where I was like, oh, okay, that's not working. Before my energy has an impact on my business that was thriving, I needed to make some changes.
And that's when we connected. And yes, I remember when you shared all the things that had happened to you in the past 5 years. It was, a lot. You went through a lot of things. And I remember you said, I need someone to just put me back on track and keep me accountable. And what was interesting is you had all the knowledge already. You had it. You knew what you needed to do, but you just weren't doing it because you were so tired and you felt really depleted and drained.
Exactly. Right. And I feel like high achievers, business owners, often we know that we need to take care of ourselves to have a business that will thrive, but having that knowledge but no energy, it's kind of sad to think about it, because again, I knew what I needed to do. I knew that I needed to exercise and eat well, but it was just not working, and I was just not making the right choices. And that's why when I spoke to Karine, Karine Ruel, everyone knows her.
Yeah.
I saw that you, both of you were working together. I went on your website and I remember telling you, when I saw, are you tired of feeling tired? I was like, yep.
Yeah,
so
that's me.
Just like that, I didn't even know what you were doing or how it would look like, but just that that sentence really resonated with me, and it's exactly how I felt. I needed to get my energy back. And did I get it back? I did.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I've seen you like I always say it's like a butterfly coming out of your cocoon, right? It's like it's been so beautiful. It's really been beautiful to witness.
Yeah, even like just my body, I remember I can just look back, and when we met, I believe my first session with you, I remember just my shoulders being all rounded and just not feeling like myself. But yeah, it's so good to be back.
Yeah, your posture, everything has changed. You said something that I want to point out here, where you said, as high achieving women, we know what to do, but we often don't do it. And what's interesting is what comes with that is a lot of shame and guilt, right?
Mhm.
You came with so much almost anger, I want to say, towards yourself. And I could see it and I could feel it. And that's often where I first meet you is, let's try to give back some compassion and some love and recognize where you're at right now and how,
Mhm.
like, and my job, and hopefully that's how you felt, is really just to show you what is the very next step. Let's not
Yeah.
look at the whole thing, even though I like to take you to, meeting your future self. I think that's really important as part of the process because it gives you a vision and a direction. But the reality is like, okay, today, what is it you need to do today? Right?
It's so interesting what you just said, because I remember, I don't know if it was our second or third one-on-one together, and I remember like I had an aha moment, and you told me, Sylvie, you're being so hard on yourself. Give yourself some slack, because I felt like I didn't do all of the homeworks that I was supposed to do and all. But when I saw the shift, it's truly when I started giving myself a break. And instead of telling myself, I need to do this, it switched to, I want to do this, because that's the person that I am. Um, and that's really how everything just clicked. It took me a while, and it's something that we were talking about just before this recording, but like it took me probably a month and a half of like really taking everything that you were saying, understanding it, and like creating those changes. But it's really when I started giving myself a break that those changes starting happening, because it was not another thing on my to-do list. It was like, you know what, my body needs me to meditate this morning, so I'm going to do it, instead of going
I
for a
have
run.
to do this. Or yeah.
Yeah, instead of like having to work out, it switched to, my body needs to move. I might not have the energy to go for a 5K, but I can do yoga.
Mhm.
um Something that I should say, when I do something, usually I do it, I go strong. And when we met, I'm not sure that I mentioned that to you, but if it was not from our call, my plan was to start again 75 hard. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to shift. I need to switch something. I had done it in the past. So I knew, you know what, it's 75 days. So it's going to create new habits. And it's exactly what I need. Then we met, and you said, slow down, start with like walks in nature, yoga. So because of you, I started slowing down like the type of exercise that I was doing. And now going back, I realized that if I had done 75 hard, it's not what my body needed. And like the goal for me right now is to get pregnant. And I know that with the knowledge that I now have, doing that would have all like put my hormones all in whack mode.
Yes.
Um, and that was not aligned with my personal goals.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, I'm okay with like doing yoga, doing Pilates, going for walks. If I want to run a bit, I do it, but no more like big goals of like an hour of spinning and putting back my body in a whack mode for now.
Mhm. Yeah. Exactly. We talked about the energy behind these decisions, these intentions, the 75 hard, if for those listening who don't know what it is for 75 consecutive days. You have like 2 workouts a day. You have to drink all that water, which is great. You have to read 10 pages of a book. You can only eat a certain way. So it's extremely rigid. There's no lenience whatsoever. And I think maybe there are some people that can thrive on that, particularly more men. I just find for women, we have seasons within seasons. Every month we have seasons. We go, we have a cycle. So we're just creatures that are more, that flow a little bit more. And the minute you start reconnecting with that energy and honoring it, as opposed to trying to pretend it's not there, it's so empowering. And I remember we talked about that quite a bit, is bringing you back, or for the first time, having you connect with that feminine energy within you, right? Because you were wanting to get pregnant, you still are, but you were approaching it with like it's another thing on your to-do list, right?
Exactly. And I have to say, that was my aha moment in this whole process of realizing, like, I'm 37 years old. I consider myself well educated, but I never knew that like my cycle had 4 phases. That's sad. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been a woman for 37 years and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like I did have an IUD for 7 years. So my, like, I wouldn't really feel the cycle within me, but having like my cycle again for the last 6 months, I believe. Now I'm really trying to understand, and you explaining to me like, okay, you have the follicular phase,
Follicular. Yeah.
the luteal phase, understanding that, and now I started even like organizing and the work that I have to do with my business.
Yes.
I'm aligning that with my cycle. I would have never thought I would do that in my life, because all of my business coaches were men. So they never told me that, you know what, sometimes with your cycle, you'll have more energy, less energy. I didn't know. So now let's say like the follicular phase, I'll do my content. I'm going to batch my content. Anything that needs to be creative, I'll do that at that moment. Within the luteal phase, I'll do like invoicing or like paperwork, things that like I look at the numbers for my business. So things that does not require a lot of like creativity, let's say. So I'm still working on that, of understanding like when because I have a lot of speaking engagements. I'm still saying yes to wherever I am in my cycle, but I would love to be able to like make decisions with my cycle. So that's the next level.
Yeah.
But for now, just understanding the things that I need to do for my business like consistently, like content or like bookkeeping, invoicing, all of that stuff. It's like, that's been a
It's a
game
game
changer.
changer. Oh, and you said
Yeah.
something really important about all your previous coaches had been men. And, when it comes to your health, your energy, and even business, it's so important to bring that up, because I know I've burnt myself out through also trying to do like intermittent fasting and doing all the hard things that all the men were doing, not really acknowledging that my body wasn't designed for any of this, right? And now I approach this new business, so differently, like my entire energy, recognizing my masculine energy that gets stuff done, but also honoring and making sure I tap into the feminine side multiple times a day to also send some safety signals to my nervous system, right? And we talked about that quite a bit, which is so
Absolutely.
important, creating more ease and flow in your life.
Yeah. And I believe that when we understand that, and I have to be honest, I'm still in the learning phase of it all. But I've been like trying to align my activities with my cycle for a month and a half. And already I'm seeing like I'm more creative. I can do much like more stuff by batching stuff in like different activities with my cycle. So really, again, it's been a game changer, not only for me. I'm having more fun in my business, but also like the business is thriving and I'm thriving too. So it makes it unbelievable for now.
Exactly. And I do want to touch on that quickly, but because I really strongly believe that your business is alive. Like it requires as much attention than you as a human being in your health. And your energy goes from your business to you, it flows, right? And I never was able to really acknowledge that my business had an energy and had needs of its own before. But now I really see it. And I'm just like you just mentioned it, how you tapping back into your energy has had a direct impact on how you've become magnetic in your business. But I'd love to hear more of that. Like, what have you noticed? Like, I can say from the outside, like your confidence, like you appear so solid and confident and so, yeah, magnetic is the word I want to use. Like, it's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And I mean, I'm feeling it too. That's the thing. And when we met again, like my goal was to take care of my health, to become a mom, still working on that. Well, not, I shouldn't say working, but I mean, it's gonna happen at the right moment. But I understand now that I was trying to like prioritize my health, and I was actually putting my business on the back burner. I thought, you know what, it's healthy, I'm good, we're having already a good year, it's going to be fine, I can focus on my health. But it's the girl that did not have enough energy to do it all that was talking. Now with that renewed energy, I'm like, you know what, I can take care of myself and also have a business that is thriving and growing. I can do it all because I do have that energy and I have that compassion for myself. So I'm kind of more compassionate with my business goals, but also with myself. So that's how it's been changing. And I'm sure that like my team is seeing the difference. I'm sure that even my clients are seeing the difference, because for the last year, being my tired self, I would still like, for me, the quality of what we offer is so important, and I would deliver. I like to think that I was delivering, but I can see a shift now, and I'm sure that my clients are also seeing that shift because I'm delivering even more. I'm more engaged. So I'm just showing up as a better self. And it's the person that I was all alone, but I think she was just sleeping for a few years. She was
She
just
got
tired. She's
lost.
taking a nap.
Yeah, she got lost on the way. That's often what happens, right? And you said something like you were still delivering high quality services, but what's interesting is now you're delivering them from a place, from not an empty cup, but from a full cup. And that, from an energetic standpoint, is massive. You know, when we talk about like manifestation and, you know, attracting the next things in your life, and you can already see it, it's been happening, like things have been coming to you for you. And now you're able to notice them. But when you're, you know, and I think that's what I shared also about my burnout experience is I would like the output was still there. It's just the energy behind was misaligned, was drained, was empty.
Yeah.
Because when you realize that you're actually prioritizing yourself, you're giving the self-care that you need, you're taking care of your body, you're compassionate, you trust your body again, you trust yourself, your surroundings, the universe. That level of trust allows you to let go of that need to, like that tight grip, the need to control everything. And when you finally let go, trust even more, that's when you can be in your full life force energy, connected to your purpose, connected to your soul. And then all you have to do is show up. The rest will work itself out, really.
And to add to that, I believe that when we're not like where I was in the past, someone is paying the price. So as I was really focusing on making sure that my clients were good and well taken care of, I was paying the price because I was drained after a day of work. My relationship was paying the price because like my partner is a very athletic person, and like if he would ask, do you want to go like biking or whatever, I don't have the energy, I'm sorry. So like everyone was paying the price because I only have had energy for one thing, which was my business. Now again, with our cycle, I do notice that I still have some like part of my cycle where I don't have that energy. But again, I welcome it because I know I understand my body now. And I'm not paying the price anymore. And I like to think that my partner's not paying the price anymore, because once I'm done with work, you know what, you want to play a game of golf? Let's go. Before that, I was like, oh my God, I'm way too tired to do something, like I just finished work. So like it's been fun. It's been really fun for myself, for my surrounding, that extra energy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what life is about. And I always think, what is the cost of waiting? And you just said it. Like, the cost of waiting is not only self-sabotage, of course, but it's also everything else, what the reflection on everybody else in your life, all spheres of your life, financial, relationship, your dreams, like everything gets impacted, right? And it's not until you come back to you that suddenly you can be in that vital energy. So that's awesome. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the liver detox, because I remember when we started our journey, you were like, no, I don't really believe in this. You know, why do we need this? So I'm curious to hear, how is that? Because of course I got you to do it.
Yep.
I forced you there because I've always said the liver detox, one of the reasons why I love it is because it forces you back into your body. You can't escape. You have to listen.
It's very interesting because when I started, and I think I had read that on your website, that it was part, like you have to do it, it's part of the process. And again, I was like, you know what, whatever I need to do, but I was not believing in it because I knew I always had learned that my liver is there to do the detox. Like I don't believe in juicing. Like I'll do juicing sometimes to have like all the nutrients.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be detox. I'm not going to like drink juices for three days, let's say. So when you talked about that, I was like, oh no, I really need to do that? I did it because I'm a good not a good teacher, but a good
student.
So the first 2 days drinking the nutritional support, I was angry. I was like, oh my God, I was not, it was not good to be around me for those 2 days. I remember you sending me a text and you're like, okay, how's it going? Not good, but it's okay. I'll go through it. Then I was able to start adding the salad for lunch, and like the protein and the veggies for supper. I would say probably day 4. There was like that moment where I already felt that energy switch. It's crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I think I really have energy. So it really confirmed that like what you put in your body, it does make a difference. So yeah, detox, I didn't believe it. Do I believe it in now? Yes. And once I'm done with pregnancy, I'm gonna do it again because it's really something that now I believe in, that it kind of does just like that switch, brings you back to where you're supposed to be, like drains what needs to be drained, all the toxins. And I would do it in a heartbeat once my body's at a place where I can do it again, because I saw the difference. Yeah.
And we talked about how important it is when you are in a fertility journey, how it is so important to clear our body of these toxins that are stuck and circulating in us. And you're right, the liver is our detoxifying organ. It's working 24/7. But the reality is, just because of the amount of toxins we're surrounded with, it needs some TLC. It needs a little bit of love and care. And the detox does that. And you saw it. You saw it with just your energy coming back. And I remember the first couple of days you were like, I think I'm just someone who really loves to eat. Remember you were saying that?
Yeah, I still do. That's the thing. Like, I love eating good, healthy food. But when you're not in the right mindset, then when I'm stressed out, I want to have sugar, so I don't make the right choices. But now I still go for my sugar. That's still something that I have to work on. But I see that I'm going for more like salad. Like, I'm making better choices when I do my meal prep. I'm gonna have a salad for lunch because I know that it's nourishing and I need that energy to thrive in my life and in my business. So it really opened myself up to better choices and just taking care of myself, because that's the person that I want to be.
Yeah, it gives you an opportunity to tap into the highest version of you. And to be like, oh, okay, then really start making connection, and it forces you to listen to your body just simply. And the first couple of days are often challenging because, like you said, you can't reach out to that sugar. You can't numb. Often when we reach to the sugar, we're trying to numb something. So maybe we've been triggered. Maybe we got an email that was like, ugh, or there's something that happened. And it could be something extremely small, could be a text, something like a period at the wrong place. And that's enough to get you to go down the vortex. And on the detox, you can't do that. So it forces you to actually take a deep breath, connect with your body, ask yourself, okay, what's going on? Why am I reacting like this? So it helps to actually become really curious, and it sets the path for more curiosity, because that's really what this journey, this health journey, this returning to self is. It's a journey of curiosity and being like, oh, okay, why am I doing this? This is interesting, and I'm interested in the root cause always, like what's underneath it all.
Yeah. And I believe also that for me, it kind of gave me proof that what I put in my body will provide whatever I need. So putting sugar in my body in the morning, my body will crash and I'll be tired around 3 p.m., but I still have a lot of work to do. I finish around 6 p.m. usually. So there's still 3 hours left and I don't have the energy. So for me, doing the detox was the proof that I needed, that, you know what, if you make right choices, you'll have the energy in the day to do what you want, and even during the evening to do something fun. So again, while it's not perfect, something that I've learned, I try to, like, there's no more drama. Sometimes there's still a bit of drama with myself because it's how what I've
it's
learned.
Your narrative. Yeah,
exactly. But I try to, not saying you're not supposed to eat sugar. If I want to eat sugar, I know that it's not necessarily good, but the fact that there's no drama anymore, I don't go for it as much. You had recommended dates. I'll go for dates instead. So that's going to help my craving. But I do really enjoy ice cream. So it's going to happen that I'll have an ice cream, but there's no more drama around it. That in the past, I would feel guilty of doing it because I had probably an ice cream the day before. Now it's just like, it happens. It's situational. I'll do it and then I'm fine. And I'm just going back to my healthy habits. So I believe I'm still a work in progress, but just understanding how nutritious food, is that a word in English?
Yeah.
Nutritious food helps me have the lifestyle that I want. Yeah. And that's something that I've learned with you, and I'll be forever grateful for it, because I kind of knew that, but now I understand it.
You
because
felt it.
There's proof. I felt it. Exactly.
Yeah. What you decide to put in your body can either feed you or feed the disease in you, right? So it's always a choice you have. But going back to that ice cream quickly, I also want people to know I'm not preaching restriction by any stretch of the imagination, because I don't believe in that myself. But if you want to have that ice cream, I believe in intention behind it. So when you have that ice cream, you enjoy every single moment. You enjoy the company, the surroundings. You let yourself really be present, and you're not doing it on autopilot. And what's interesting is when you start doing these things with intention, as opposed to guilt and shame, oh, I shouldn't have done that, it changes again the energy behind it. And believe it or not, you actually won't, like, it won't even make a dent on your weight or however you want to qualify it. Like, you'll actually feel really good. And that's really because you were fully present, you enjoyed it, and it was a positive energy that was associated with that moment. Right. Yeah. And that's this. And I want you to have these moments, because that's a collection of these moments that make what life is and how amazing it becomes. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a new lifestyle. It's not like I do try to have like the 80-20, like
Yes,
80% of
totally.
eating good, full of dense food, but then that 20% during the weekend, because like I love networking. There's going to be suppers. I love going on dates with my partner. Yeah, so there's no restrictions, but just the fact that I'm not restricted, I make better choices.
Exactly. It's the empowerment. It's so interesting. When there's contraction, everything contracts in us. And anyway, so thank you for bringing that up.
I just need to add this, because I do believe that there's some women that it might resonate with them, but with going through all of that process, and mostly like the detox, because that's where I saw the changes. Like, it's not only about like, it was not for me anyways. It was not a weight thing. It was not about losing weight. But it's crazy how when you put good stuff in your body, like my skin was clearer. I felt lighter. Everything was brighter. And I do believe that it's something that we want and we're looking for, but we buy like extra expensive creams to have that result. Let's focus on what we put in our body. And like, I really, again, saw the proof of whatever I put in my body, it's going to show up on my skin. And instead of like acne, it's just like that new radiant glow. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy how it all has an impact.
Beauty from the inside out. That really is what it is. Yeah, I love that. Okay. So maybe in closing, now you have this momentum, like you are just all in all spheres of your life, in your personal life, in your relationship, in your business. I can see it. You're showing up, even like you're making stories, you're showing your face on your Instagram, which you didn't do before. Yeah. And it's so nice to see you like being more courageous and more brave and more confident in yourself. What are you not willing to compromise anymore? Like, like what are you noticing now that you're like, never going back there?
Well, just forgetting about taking care of myself. And when I say that, it's again less drama and just more like, I know the person that I want to be. And I'm someone who wants to have an active lifestyle. I want to take care of myself. I want to take care of my body and my mental health. And that's where I struggled in the past of being consistent with that. So what I would say that I'm never going to compromise again is forgetting that like I'm worthy of being my best version of myself. And I want it, and the people around me needs it. Like, I want to be the best partner I can be. I want to be the best employer I can be for my business. I want to be the best career expert in all of the world. So to be able to do that, why not?
Yes.
To be able to do that, it all starts with me. It all starts with how I show up. And like you said, I was not showing myself on the social media before. I did actually in the past a bit when I was more active, more taking care of myself. So it's a vicious cycle that I no longer want to go where I was a few months ago. And yeah, it all starts with taking care of myself. And by doing so, I'm going to have the energy to do it all and be a magnet to those clients who need the clearer clarity and that need to find that goal that they want for themselves when it comes to their professional goals. So yeah, I'm not going to compromise that anymore.
Yes. Sylvie 2.0 just entered the room.
And she's not leaving. She's there to stay.
Oh, I love it. And that's what's been amazing is in the energy upgrade container that you were in, like all these teachings, they're yours. You know, they're not going to go away. They become who you are. It's your lifestyle now. And because you felt the difference, it's not a question, like you said at the beginning, that you have to do these things. Now your body craves it. There is no other way. And it won't matter whether you're traveling around the world or you're at home, because I remember that was something you were bringing up a little bit at the beginning. You'd be like, oh, I can't do these things because I'm traveling for work. And I kept being like, Sylvie, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. These tools are coming with you. They're in your toolbox at all times. Do you believe that now?
I needed you so much in my life. I'm so grateful that we've met and really that I did have a lot of limiting beliefs and like things that I thought and that you were just like, no, you can still do it. And being a good student, I would say what you said. And I was like, oh, wow, that's actually working. I was in Chicago for a week and like, I made sure that in the morning I had my shake full of like nutritional stuff, my nutritional support with Equilife. That's what I had for breakfast. That was enough energy for then go for a walk before I would work at a small cafe. And it's exactly like when I started my business, I wanted that integrative lifestyle where taking care of myself, taking care of my business while I can be like on a workation. So we can actually do it all. But to do it all, we need that extra energy.
Yeah. And we need to be connected to ourselves, listening.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience, being vulnerable to share everything that's been going on for you. And where can people find you if they're curious to know more about the beautiful business that you are building?
So our website is, it's called nextcareer.com, and you can find me on Instagram. And we also have a page on Facebook. I'm on Threads now. If you want to have daily motivation, I'm there too. I started TikTok. So you can find me almost everywhere now.
Yay.
Because of that extra energy. But yeah, no, if you're looking for clarity in your work and you don't have it, that's where we can help.
Yes, I'll put all these links in the show notes. And again, thank you so much for your trust. It's been an honor and a blessing to be in your energy. And now I can't wait to continue cheer on you as you take on the world.
Thank you so much.
Oh, take care. Bye-bye. Well, my friends, it's my birthday soon, and I'm feeling like celebrating with all of you. That's why I'm putting together my first ever sale, and I'm calling it the Leo sale because there is something about that Leo energy. It's all about the energy and the biohacking and mastering that inner power, that inner fire that we all have within us. So this Leo sale is going to be an opportunity for 72 hours from August 1st to August 3rd to join my most popular coaching container called the Energy Upgrade that is designed to help high achieving women reclaim their energy and tap back into their power. Now, if you've been contemplating, thinking if that program is for you, well, during the Leo sale, you'll be able to enjoy an amazing discount. I have never discounted any of my programs before, but I'm just feeling called for my birthday. I want as many women to feel their best and to realign their energy, because that is truly my mission. That's why I'm here. I feel so anchored into this mission. It's a passion of mine. And for my birthday, all I want is more women to feel that energy, that life force to be back into them so that they can achieve all the great and amazing things that this world needs more of. So if you're curious about the Leo sale, or if you're thinking, oh, is this for me? Let's connect. You can always book a free connect call with myself so we can discuss and see if that's a good fit for you. But also, to top off the celebration from August 1st to August 3rd during the Leo sale, I'll be doing and giving daily free master classes. And really, my intention is to give you lots of tricks and tips on how to utilize the last month of summer to fully recharge your batteries in preparation for fall, so that instead of going into fall feeling a lot of doom and gloom, feeling anchored, clear on our vision, focused, and being able to go in to be all in and to heal ourselves so that we can tap into our full potential. So if you're curious about the Leo sale, the link is going to be in the bio. You can register for the free master classes. There's going to be 3 of them from the Tuesday to the Thursday. And if you feel like connecting and getting more information on the details of the Leo sale, I'm there for you. I got you, my friend, and come and book a connect call so that we can discuss further and see if this is a right fit for you. Okay, I can't wait to see you. The information shared on this podcast is for information purposes only and doesn't provide any medical advice. Vanessa Grutman does not cure, diagnose, or treat disease. Please consult your physician before trying any new protocol or product.